What's platinum? It's your local nerd thug. This is Spiritual Platinum, where we're discussing spiritual concepts, numerological, astrological, and today we are discussing part of the Destiny Card of Life series, the Thoth, the Book of Thoth, the Book of Life. We are discussing the Ace of Hearts today. The Ace of Hearts is the first card in the deck. It is this powerful sense of self. It's the card that is very, very unique in a way. All aces tend to prioritize themselves, and the Ace of Hearts is no different in the fact that it is the desire for love. It represents a strong desire for love, and this love is coupled with also, because it mirrors a financial card, it is coupled with a desire for values. So it's desire for love coupled with the desire for values. Like the Ace of Diamonds is a desire for money coupled with the desire for love. The Ace of Hearts would prioritize the desire for love coupled with the desire for values, because they are mirrors of each other. And so, without getting into too much detail about that, people who have this card, they can be prone to making mistakes. And not all of them like to hear that when I say that, but people of this card can be prone to making mistakes. And the type of mistake is a fickleness or a sense of being promiscuous or not necessarily being able to find their inner peace. And that is because that desire, that burning internal desire for love is manifesting itself, and it's directed outwards into the world. So there's a masculine drive, right, to attain this burning desire for love, and it's insatiable, and they can essentially become this force for fulfilling that at the expense of all of the other elements of love, which is frailty, which is loyalty, which are protection, which, I mean, there's so many different elements incorporated into love. I'm not even going to be able to list them all, of course, but some of those elements get thrown to the curb because these people are specifically desiring that initial, or desiring the fulfillment of that initial driving force for love. And so they have a tremendous creative potential, and they may struggle with indecision or stress. And so that's why taking the time to relax is important. That indecision can manifest itself in multiple ways. They can have this sort of struggle and desires that they don't get to necessarily fulfill. They have like buried desires. And so that's why it's important for them to take time to relax. A lot of Ace of Hearts people have to make sure, they have to make sure that they're actually actively programming decompression time in their routine, in their schedule. And because there's that longing, that fear of not having enough money, not having enough love, that can be this overwhelming anxiety that kind of overwhelms them completely. The Ace of Hearts has this internal drive, right, for love, but also it represents entering the world as our soul and our character. It's the first card in the deck. So we have all of these other cards to discuss, but the Ace of Hearts is kind of the card that comes out in with a bang. And you can see it manifest itself with celebrities that are the Ace of Hearts. For example, Tiger Woods is an Ace of Hearts. I mean, this explosive golf superstar that was able to change the game, really, when you really think about it. But then if you look at his personal life, how did that unfold? You know, how did the promiscuity lead to itself? And he's still recently been embroiled in controversy by passing another player a tampon. Those kinds of things are pretty indicative of the Ace of Hearts throwing caution to the wind and just engaging in that representative burning desire for fulfillment. And that love can manifest itself in multiple ways. I believe LeBron James also is an Ace of Hearts. Someone like Yellow Wolf, rapper. This creative urge can manifest itself in many different ways. And the Ace of Hearts people, being Capricorn, they have, a strong urge for accomplishment, leadership, achievement. And the Three of Spades, planetary ruling card that they have, is the artist card. So a lot of them have an artistic streak, a strong artistic streak. And thanks to their Mercury position, they can have like a quick-witted nature about them, and they can have this kind of sort of eagerness to exchange ideas. They want to have that sort of exchange and banter. There's this tendency to sort of take on too much at times. The Ace of Hearts people they strive to have everything for themselves. And being an odd numbered card, that restlessness can take hold and take control of their sort of existence in a way. And what that does for them, it gives them this trial and error learning process where it's like, oh, did this work? No, that didn't work. Oh, that doesn't work. And so if you see somebody going through a trial and error process in life, you're going to find like the scientific method, so to speak, but with almost every life, like, oh, rush headfirst into this relationship. That didn't work. Rush headfirst in this relationship. That didn't work. I'm not saying that like a two of hearts or like a three of hearts, for example, where they're expressing their creativity through relationships, and we'll talk about that in future videos. But more like, I'm fully going head first into this relationship. It didn't work. Okay, now I have to fully go head first into this relationship. Not like, oh, I want to experience this and this one. That's not what I'm talking about when it comes to promiscuity. It's almost like unintentional promiscuity. And so their goal is to cultivate a sort of culture around gratitude, but also selflessness, ironically, because that initial drive and self-centered, self-oriented potential that they all possess has to manifest itself ultimately as a strong expression of selflessness. Because once it does, they will have that fulfillment that they got. They will realize that once they made the focus about others, that they ended up getting everything that they wanted. They ultimately do seek that fulfillment. They can gain notoriety and they can gain the attention that they crave through engaging in creative pursuits and ultimately accepting. When they love themselves, it sort of unlocks this key. And like I was talking about earlier, fulfillment, it also unlocks the key to fulfilling relationships. There was this girl on YouTube, I'm not sure exactly what her name is, but she got her top of her mouth bitten off. I just recently tapped in. Her upper lip bitten off by a dog. And the journey that she's on is literally the epitome of self-love. Like, imagine looking at yourself in the mirror and you look like a skeleton. You have like no upper lip and you have to have that cognitive restructuring that occurs to love yourself. It's just this raw. It's like you're looking at who you were no longer exists immediately. And so that Ace of Hearts kind of has that energy in a way where who they were, whatever they are before, no longer exists. They come in as the first fresh raw energy into the spirit or the mundane world from the spirit world, and they're here now to attain, specifically them to attain self-love. Like, some people are here to attain business mastery, some people are here to attain mental acuity, some people are here to attain competence in the realm of work. Like, there's many different tasks, and all the different cards associate with very much different concepts. The Ace of Hearts specifically is here to attain that and really cultivate that gratitude. They're destined to experience that life through emotions, art, beauty, youth, relationships, love. This is the beginning phase. This is the early cycle of what life represents. Hearts represents emotions, as we discussed in the last video. Thoughts are represented by clubs, and values is represented by diamonds, and work is represented by spades. But the emotional beginning is really what they're all about. And once they accept themselves, all of the floodgates of love will open up for them. And if you are an Ace of Hearts, specifically talking to you, love yourself beyond that which you think is capable. Yeah, make sure that you cultivate that gratitude and selflessness. Make sure you really work on being grateful for those in your life. Reach out to someone. If you see this right now, reach out to someone that you love or could love and show them that you're thankful for them being in your life. And that will point you in the right direction. If you know someone who's an Ace of Hearts, they realize that they are struggling with self-love, and they are ultimately kind of like the most childlike children of the deck. They're like the first person, so they're very vulnerable. They're very like emotionally. At the same time, they have a very thick carapace, a very thick skin when it comes to what their desires are and what they want to do in the world, because they're that ace. Aces represent beginnings. Aces represent the start. So, yeah, man, put those Spock fingers in the comments, and yeah, let me know your thoughts. Boom! Spiritual Platinum, the Ace of Hearts, the first official card video. If you have any questions, let me know. What's up? And subscribe or something like that. Let's get it.